we just recapped the conference finals. We spoke about the news of today with Tom Thibodeau being fired by the New York Knicks. Now it's time to get to the part of the show that the people have been waiting for, which is previewing the NBA Finals, which start on Thursday. I'm very excited about it. We're going to go around the panel. We are going to give our predictions for who we think is going to win the series and who we think is going to win Finals MVP. We already have a couple people in the YouTube comments giving their predictions. As Smooth says, OKC in 6, and Evan says OKC in 4. And so
I mean, that's really not crazy. It's disrespectful, but I could see it happening.
And Alex, I also understand why you didn't want to put your @name on your handle, because Evan is a big fan of you. For the audio-only listeners, Evan says, I love black women. All right. So, Kevin, I'm going to toss it to you first. Who do you have winning? I was not even going to highlight that comment.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, Shaun, please don't say that. Please don't even put it on the screen.
I know.
But it is only funny because you literally said that before the show. So it literally went hand in hand.
That's the only reason why I highlighted the comment, is because I was like, all right, valid. Anyways, Kevin, who do you have winning this series, and who do you have winning the Finals MVP?
So I have the Thunder in 5 or 6, but I'm gonna come on here and stamp it. I know. Let me elaborate.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He double dutching.
There's gonna be a game where Chet and J-Dub don't show up, and they're gonna win one. Are they gonna get 2? They are 29-1 versus the Eastern Conference teams. The last time they lost a game at home to the Eastern Conference was March 24th, 2024, to the Indiana Pacers. So over a year ago was the last time an Eastern Conference went in there and won. So I don't think they're going to win a game in OKC. But seeing the way they play at home makes me think that they can get one. So I'm going to come on here and say Thunder in 5. I think they're going to get one game. That one game, like I said, is going to come when J-Dub and Chet struggle. We saw last year when they were in the second round versus the Mavericks, they had up and down games. Even against the Denver Nuggets series, we saw J-Dub have up and down games. They've been more consistent against the Timberwolves, but if they can continue to be a big 3 and really come pull their weight, I think they're going to be very good. This is one of the best defensive teams we've ever seen. And unfortunately, the Pacers are just going to run into a wall. They're 0-2 against them this year. To think that the Thunder are going to lose 4 out of 7 games to stretch. So I'm going to go Thunder in 5. Pacers had a hell of a year, and Finals MVP, I'm going to put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and we are going to see history, ladies and gentlemen. The first person to win an MVP, a WCF MVP, and a Finals MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is going to join a list of players to win an MVP and a Finals MVP in the same season. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Larry Bird, Shaq, Kareem, Willis Reed, Moses Malone. Like, he is going to put himself in immaculate company. And there's a guy above me who's not going to like what I'm going to say, but the Jason Tatum SGA conversations are going to be over with once he wins this ring and his Finals MVP. So Finals MVP, SGA, Thunder in 5.
Well, we saw Toddy's visual reaction, and so Alex, I want to hear from you next, just in regard to what Kevin just said about the Jason Tatum SGA debate, but also your prediction for this series and which team wins the championship and who is hoisting the Finals MVP trophy.
Yeah, I think Kevin hit it on the nail. I think I have OKC in 6 because I do think the Pacers are probably going to steal one in OKC, and then they're not going to lose on their home floor. So I think it's going to be probably 2-2 going into Game 5. And then I think OKC wins those last 2. I do think there's going to be a game where no one shows up on OKC besides Shai. That's just how they've been you saw it during the Denver series, right? They lose some of those games because those 2 don't show up. I understand the Thunder are a very intelligent defensive team. I also think that if they could really stop those fast break points, I think that plays a huge role. Because honestly, if you look at the Pacers offense, they get that shot up well within like 12, 15 seconds in that 24 shot clock. Like, they do not waste time. And so, I mean, that transition defense is what I'm going to be looking for. I think it's going to be a great series. I'm really excited. I'm excited who matches up with who for both teams. But I do think Shai's going to win Finals MVP. I think that's a no-brainer. You know what, though? He's going to be the first player in NBA history to win a Finals MVP, the league MVP, and the Western Conference MVP. Anyway, I thought I'd just bring that up because, we're stats, and that just popped in my head. But I do think that Shai... I don't know. I don't want to say Shai's better than Jason, but because I think Shai's more consistent. He'll get you what you need, while Jason doesn't sometimes.
This comes from a Celtics fan, audio only listeners.
No, I truly believe that. I think Jason, depending on how he recovers from this Achilles, can be the better player, but I think just Shai is just more consistent. Shai will give you the ugliest 30-piece ever. Like, it doesn't even make sense how he gets 30, but he'll get you 30. Solid.
Well, it's the 15 free throws that gets him there.
That is true too. But even some of it's just hideous how he gets it, but he gets it, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's all I got. Very simple.
Okay, real quickly, I just need a quick answer, not any analysis, so then we can get to Toddy's pick on this. But let's just put the hypotheticals aside. And obviously, Shai still has a season to complete. So if Shai ends up being Finals MVP, NBA champion, that's going to factor into it. But Alex, just from where we are right now, the careers that they each have had, Shai and Jason Tatum, who has had the better career to this point? And let's even... I said that we're putting the hypotheticals aside, but both of you just said that Shai's going to win Finals MVP. He's going to win a championship. And so let's just say that's the case. And so at the end of this season, who has had the better career to this point? SGA
Jason.
Or okay, thank you. That's because I know that we were talking about the hypotheticals of him coming back from a devastating injury. But that's the main reason why I wanted to ask on that. And so Jaevon.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go, Jaevon. If you want to
MVP trophy.
Well, yes, that is a good point. So Jaevon, if you look very checked out of this conversation ever since Kevin was making those points, but Toddy, you can respond to the SGA Jason Tatum debate, or talk about your finals prediction, or both. It's up to you. The mic is yours, Jaevon.
So the finals win Thursday. So I think OKC probably wins it. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna go 7 games. I think a lot of people are underestimating how good the Pacers actually are. I think they can get up and down, as Alex already mentioned. They push the pace of the basketball. They're even miss or make. They're an early offense. I think Tyrese Halliburton has been phenomenal for them, and pretty much in every single, I believe, game on the road that they've started, they've been dogs and usually go out and win on the road. They've been consistently winning on the road throughout the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if they steal a game in one of these first 2 games, just based off of the consistency that I've seen. Now, I get OKC has literally been probably the best team in the whole entire playoffs. But I do think their styles do match up. I do think they rely on their benches pretty heavily. That's with OKC. They have guys like Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso coming off the bench for them. And as far as the Pacers, they rely on guys like, Benedict Mathurin, Obi Toppin. I know that Neesmith star, but he's like another role player for them. They kind of rely on we even saw Thomas Bryant last in the Eastern Conference Finals. I saw that Jarris Walker is going to miss 2 games, so we might see a little bit more of Thomas Bryant. I just think OKC is going to just figure out a way. It seems like it's their year, but Tyrese Halliburton continues to surprise me the deeper we get into the playoffs, the more he's just like he just won't quit. I do think OKC they have the better team in my opinion. I do think that Shea is he's gonna figure out a way to close. I feel like if it comes out, it's gonna come down to Game 7. It's gonna be an OKC. That's just gonna be a game that they gotta have. Shea's gonna show out. End up closing the series out for them in 7 games in OKC. And I do think Shea probably wins Finals MVP. If that does be the case, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a Jalen Williams play really, really well in this finals. And it'll be tough for them to kind of go back and forth because you do now have 2 All-NBA players on the same exact team, but I don't think Jalen Williams would have to average like 30 for them to give him Finals MVP. So I do see OKC winning 7 games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably the Finals MVP. Kevin has been texting me throughout the entire week. Shai's better than Jason Tatum. Shai's better than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum literally came out of college and went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's been to 4 straight NBA, or he's 4 straight All-NBA player. He's the only Celtic player to ever average 30 in a season. The only thing he literally has not done is won a finals, or he hasn't won an MVP trophy.
Or a Finals MVP
I feel like
trophy.
that's
or ECF Finals trophy.
They literally just made up 2 years ago Eastern Conference and Western Conference. They just made it up. It's been going on for how long is the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals been a thing? They literally just made it up. They're like, here, let's just give out an extra trophy. You know how many extra trophies?
You mad at me?
Bird, Michael Jordan, Shaq, all these other guys would have. Like, who gives a fuck about Eastern Conference and Western Conference? Okay. You won that. Great. So, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's new money. He's like, okay, you know, we're the new kids on the block. We're out here doing this, that, and the third. Shai is one of the top players in the NBA. I think we can all agree on that. But Jason's been doing this consistently for years. The first time he literally stepped into the league, he's been doing it. So I mean,
backpack. He wasn't leading the team. He was just a part of the team.
Kevin likes to bring these things up, but didn't say this last year. This wasn't a thing last year. Because last year we were too busy calling him Robin. No one asked about it. He got bounced by Luka last year in the finals, or in the semis. Semis it was. Sorry, my bad. That wasn't even a conversation. Now it's like, he's this and sprung onto the scene and blah blah blah. You know how long Jason's gonna end up winning the MVP? It's Kevin's just like so closed-minded. He just got his he just be saying shit sometimes. He just wants to
tell the listeners who won Finals MVP when you guys won last year.
So who led every single statistical category for the Celtics last year? Oh yeah, that's right, it's Jason Tatum.
But who won Finals MVP? I thought he led all the.
Obviously, it was Jaylen Brown.
Okay, so why didn't he win if he led all the categories?
Maybe everybody knows that the Celtics do not win a Finals without Jason Tatum. But I just love how this is all so convenient for Kevin when Jason Tatum tears his Achilles. That's my only thing. Why are we talking about this right now? His Achilles just popped. Why are we talking about this right now? It makes no sense.
True.
So
it's true.
That I'm not contradicting myself. I would take Jason Tatum 3 times and twice on Sundays over Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He plays defense. Shai doesn't play defense. They average around the same numbers. You could argue that their teams are virtually the same. Like this year's OKC team is very similar to last year's Celtics team.
Yes.
You could argue, well, this guy does this and this guy does that. Well, I think both guys are the best player on their team. And I think one guy has been doing it consistently throughout his entire career. And Shai had to kind of maneuver his way into it and got traded and had to figure it out. No, Jason is literally, since being a rookie, from the jump, Eastern Conference Finals, you're the guy, all-star, first team All-NBA, first team All-NBA. Like, he's been doing it. So now Shay's starting to get. I get it. He's like starting to burst onto the scene. OKC's been good for the past, I don't know, like maybe 2 years. Yeah. So Celtics have been doing it.
I just want to throw in there. I don't mean to interrupt you. I know Jason Tatum got 4 straight All-NBA first teams, but Shai has 3. So let's not make it seem like we're comparing.
Did Shai dunk on LeBron in his first year?
In his rookie year,
in Game 7, or probably wasn't Game 7, but in the Eastern Conference Finals, no.
And Kevin's kind of like just mailing it in, like, "Oh yeah, he's better. He's got a Finals MVP," and like that hasn't happened yet.
Okay, he got an MVP.
Like, we still have this.
That happened,
but like that MVP could have easily went to Jokic as well. Because
how many of those easily
was in contention for one of those MVPs? But again, it is Jokic. Jokic could win the next 5 MVPs. So I don't think 26. That should be, huh?
Toddy says he's 27. He has time, and I said, "Well, Shai's 26, and he's winning MVPs."
That's great.
One guy is the reason their team wins. One guy can score 5 points, and their team's still going to win because their team's just really good.
That's both teams.
Shai cannot score 5 points and then win a game.
If Shai and what's his face, Jim?
They would both have to score 60 points each. Yes, they would have to score 60 points each for Shai to score 5 points
each. That's insane, bro. That is insane.
For Shai to finish with 5 points, we're all saying the Thunder lost.
Yeah, where's your Shai jersey?
No, the Thunder can win.
Not they without Shai.
They have a good enough team
where's
that they can still win if their number 1 option doesn't play well. The same thing with the Celtics. Same thing.
Why are we talking about the Celtics? Why are we talking about Jason Tatum? We're out of the playoffs. We're not even playing anymore. Kevin just out here. Oh, Jason's better than Jason Tatum. He's better than all these other guys.
I'm sorry, Shaun.
The only reason why I was even asking about that debate is because we have 2 Celtics fans on this panel. And I know that Kevin loves to poke the bear, but I had to ask it because both of you are here today. Both of you are Celtics fans. And so I had to ask.
He's out for the rest. He's going to be out for all of the next year.
Yeah, easily.
So we won't even see him.
Yeah.
But now we got to wait.
So the viewers on YouTube and Twitch, no Instagram tonight because we were dealing with technical difficulties on that. But for those of you who are watching on YouTube and Twitch, you might have seen my facial reaction halfway through that discussion. And it honestly had nothing to do with the discussion that was going on actively. It had something to do with a comment that just popped up on our YouTube feed. And this came from Dad Dent, where he says, Tatum is too soft to be the league MVP.
Clip it.
I know Toddy disagrees. I mean, Alex, I see the look on your face.
I kind of agree. I just think he's too much of a nice guy. Like, get to the, and I think also like he just doesn't. I mean, the Celtics' identity is to shoot a bunch of threes, and that's what he does. But I feel like you're 6'8", 230, 240. Like, get to the rim, dog. Like, get you some and ones. Like, there's no one who could guard you. But I feel like he likes to dribble a lot, shoot a bunch of threes that he ain't gonna make. I wouldn't say soft, as I would say he's just not as aggressive enough. If he was a little bit more aggressive, he could have won. I don't think he could have won any of them in the last 4 years. But he could have been at least top 2. Just not 1.
Kevin, well, you had
this dude.
Yeah, Kevin, it's because when you stepped away, I had to highlight a comment from Dad Den where he said Tatum's too soft to be the league MVP. And so I had to highlight that just because it made me react visually amid the debate that was going on. That comment is what got me. And Dad added, he doesn't have a mean streak and he's not the alpha. I mean, shit. Kevin, is this your burner? Are you the one commenting this right now? Because you and your dad, you are aligned right now. And before I give my take here on these NBA finals, I wanted to highlight a couple other comments. This one's from Kyle, as he says, Thunder in 5. Hallie gonna struggle versus Dort, Caruso, and J-Dub. So we have 3 people on the panel who are picking the Thunder to win this series.
Don't do
it. Don't do it.
Right now,
don't.
Right now, I am at the top of our stats over politics pick'em. I have a record of 50-24.
There's no
Kevin's
way
at 47 and
pick
27.
all the games. He can go 7 games. He'll still win.
Don't do it, Shaun.
Well, I mean, Kevin's at 47 and 27, so I have a 3-game lead on Kevin right now. Alex is at 45 and 29, so Alex is nipping at Kevin's heels right now.
What's Toddy's record?
Oh man. Oh gosh.
You can't announce everybody else, not Toddy.
Well, that's so bad.
I was trying to be nice to my friend here, but
You'll
yeah,
give me the
Toddy's
drum
record.
roll. Yeah, best for last.
Yeah, drum roll. Toddy's 33 and 41. All right, that sounds like a Sacramento Kings record right there. So, speaking of the Sacramento Kings, the Finals MVP is going to be Tyrese Halliburton when the Indiana Pacers win this series in 6 games. The reason why I felt that Tyrese Halliburton should have won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP is because he's not just a scorer. Like Pascal's 3 30-point games throughout the series stick out, and people are like, oh my God, he's the one who's scoring. He's the one who should be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. But as I mentioned earlier, Halliburton had 4 double-doubles throughout those 6 games. Tyrese Halliburton is the facilitator. He was compared to Steve Nash earlier in this episode. He is a pass-first point guard, a dying breed, and he's going to lead the Indiana Pacers to their first championship in franchise history. I kind of feel like I'm on an island right now, how Kevin was feeling when he picked the Knicks to win the Eastern Conference Finals. But, and to be honest, coming into this episode, I was ready to pick the Thunder to win this series in 6 games. But after hearing all 3 of you pick the Thunder, I had to channel our former co-host, Gary Singh, who was the devil's advocate on this podcast for a couple years. And, you know, I am rolling with my guy, Tyrese Halliburton, and the Indiana Pacers to win this series in 6 games. We got 6 people watching right now. The Pacers are going to win this series in 6 games. I was thinking 7 when I was thinking about flipping my pick. I was thinking 7, but I believe it was Alex who made the pick or made the point just in regard to if it went 7 games, OKC with that home environment, like the fans in OKC, they actually wear the giveaway shirts that they give them, unlike in the Bay or whatever. And so it's an electric home crowd, not better than Sacramento and the Golden One Center, but they have an electric crowd in OKC. I think it would be tough if the Pacers go to OKC for Game 7 of the finals for them to pull out a win. But if the Pacers are going to win this series, it has to be in 6 games. And so I'm going with the Pacers in 6 games. And I could be wrong, but if I'm right, I'm going to talk about it all off season. Yep, me versus the world right now. Tyrese Halliburton versus the world.
If Halliburton wins Finals MVP from going from the bench, not getting any PTO in the Olympics, to getting Finals MVP,
Go Kings.
That'd be insane.
I just don't want to hear that discourse.
As Kevin just highlighted Dad Dan's comment for the audio only listeners, he says, if you're gonna roll with Hallie, at least have the correct jersey. Hell no, I ain't getting that ugly yellow jersey. No, I got this. Purple is my favorite color. He was a Sacramento King. He will always
but he never
have
will
been
be
drafted by the Sacramento Kings.
They should wear the old Indiana jerseys that like Reggie Miller was wearing. That'd be
The
tight.
striped ones?
Yeah, those would be sick. But I'm gonna go with the Pacers in 6 games. But I'm gonna add this caveat, and because I know I'm gonna hear about it from Kevin. So Stephen A., if you ever watch him on his podcast, he's a different person because there is the personality Stephen A. Smith on First Take. He's like a WWE character where he can flip the switch and turn it on when he's on First Take. But then when you see him on the Stephen A. Show or whatever his podcast is called, he's calm, cool, and collected. The way I'm approaching this is my hot take for the podcast. But if my picks aren't as consistent, so then I can go wire to wire from the play-in to the finals and get the victory in our pick'em, hey, man, that's just how it has to be. But I got the Pacers in 6. And Kyle says if Pacers win, big if, Rick Carlisle might be him. And to that point, Kyle.
He still is him.
Yeah. And to that point, Kyle, going into the 2011 NBA Finals, nobody thought the Mavericks would win. And then they did. And
I don't even
so
think the Mavericks thought they could win.
Hey,
That was bro.
In that Western Conference, I don't even think they thought they could make it.
Well, I mean, shit, you beat the Lakers, the Spurs, and the Thunder. They
And then
probably
you
thought
go
they
against
could
the Heat, the super team. Come on, bro.
Hey, well,
Dynasty's
but to
all-
that point though, I know that Dame was coming back from injury, and so okay, the Pacers got past the Bucks that were hampered by injuries. Kyle Kuzma, he was giving 0 to the Bucks after he got traded to Milwaukee, and so okay, you can discount the first round series. The Pacers took out the Cleveland Cavaliers, the number 1 seed in the East, who everyone thought would steamroll their way at least to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pacers took them out and made it look easy. Then the Pacers just took out the Knicks. I mean, stranger things have happened. So